State University, Dan Geltrude. All right, Dan, we have a lot to talk about. So we know Biden's presidency has been defined by its high inflation, which soared to a whopping 9% in June of 2022. We see it in the grocery store. We see it at the pump. Basically, everywhere you go, you see it. What do you make of Yellen's statements? I mean, do you think we're going to see any stagflation?
I don't think it's likely, Alex, and simply because I don't think unemployment is going to get high enough. I think we could have slower economic growth, and certainly inflation remains sticky. But inflation is coming down. But really, when you think about what we need deflation. We need inflation to become negative. Why? Because of the cumulative impact that we've had from inflation year to year to year, because it's only going up by less than it used to, which is still not great.
Yeah, it's all relative, exactly. And then, President Biden, he came out and he literally said yesterday, wages are rising faster than prices. That is not true. Wages are down weekly, 4.2% under him. So I don't know where they're getting these numbers from. But let's move on a little bit. So mortgage demand jumped this week after the average contract for a 30-year fixed rate dipped to below 7%. Mortgage applications rising 5%, although they were 11% lower from a year ago. All right, Dan, is this the second consecutive week we've seen a rise in application volume? Do you see this continuing?
I'm not sure, because the biggest problem in the real estate market, more than anything, is there's simply not enough inventory. There's not enough houses for sale. So in spite of what interest rates do here, Alex, I believe that you're still going to have prices being really high. So I don't see a breakthrough in the market for buyers for quite some time. And of course, if interest rates don't come down, it still adds to the problem of lack of inventory, because people have nowhere to move.
Exactly. Complete lack of inventory. And you're seeing all over social media, these millennials, coming out and saying, we just simply cannot afford to buy a house, period. All right, let's talk about Dollar Tree. So they're announcing that there will be closing nearly 1,000 of its Family Dollar stores. The company making the announcement, citing the branch underperformed in 2023. The dollar store giant saying it will close 600 Family Dollars in the first half of fiscal year 2024, and then 370 stores over the next couple of years. So, Dan, Family Dollar agreed to a $41.6 million settlement back in February after, get this, storing drugs and medical equipment inside rat-infested warehouses. Do you think the company is making the right decision here?
Well, I think that, rats aside, I think it's the sign of the times right now that, we're in a much more fragile economy than you may think. We're seeing layoffs, we're seeing closures, and sometimes it's economic related, and sometimes it's also crime related. Now, remember, this economy has really been debt fueled, meaning people are out there spending, but they're adding to their personal credit cards. So until that trend starts to change, the trend in places like dollar stores closing, I think we're going to see more of that for quite some time, Alex.
Yeah, when you talk about credit card debt, it's at a historic high right now. Not good. So Tesla's stock was downgraded to an underweight rating by Wells Fargo. This following concerns over the automaker's price cuts and also the general slowdown in demand for those EVs. The financial service company further slashed the price target on Tesla's stock from $200 to $125. Dan, quickly, Tesla has had a tough year between competing with China and then the fire that shut down the production in Tesla's Berlin factory. How is Musk going to recover from this?
Well, it's going to be a tough order here. Even though people may view EVs and Teslas as synonymous, the EV market just isn't there. There's a long way to go before people, one, can afford EVs like Tesla, and two, we say it all the time, without the infrastructure, EVs are going nowhere on a mass scale.
Yep, Dan, we repeat ourselves weekly on the EV market. Dan Geltrude, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It is always a pleasure to have you.
Thanks, Alex.
All right, everyone, keep